Hello, welcome back to Fitness Friday with Johnny Tiger on December 4th, 2020. You can see on the camera the setup and the fact that I'm staying off camera. You know that we're going to be doing something on the ground, so the camera angle is a little bit low. That is why I'm speaking behind the camera because I think it's just not very uh, nice if I walk in front and then you end up just looking at my legs and crotch for the whole time talking. And I don't really feel like getting down on my stomach and try to carry on the conversation from that position. So I'm going to stand behind the camera and talk a little bit before we begin. Now, I may be wrong, but I have memory of, and also I consulted my beautiful, intelligent girlfriend, and both of us are pretty sure that there has been a past Fitness Friday on how to work your obliques. But if there was, it's quite a long time ago, and I honestly can't find it. Granted, I did not dig through the entire last 7 months worth of video to see if it was there, but I'm pretty confident that if I can't find it, most newcomers, new subscribers to this series probably won't come across it easily either. So I think, what the hey, might as well do it again because honestly, I love my body. Okay, I don't I don't have a perfect body, but I have a body that I'm 99% proud of. I don't have a beautiful six pack, but my stomach is toned enough that I can take off my shirt and don't have to feel self-conscious about it. I can get into those lycra skin-tight suits. Uh, Not sure why would I do it, but I can get into those suits without feeling self-conscious about uh, my bodily shape. My bicep is not as big as a person's head. I don't have the muscle definition of a power lifter, but I have enough muscle definition to do what I need to do, which, for the most part, is to teach self-defense and to train and to fight. But despite how much I love my body, there is that 1% of my body that I genuinely just don't like. That is my obliques, the muffin tops, love handles. You can go on and on. I'm talking about, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Those little lumps of fat right over the side of your hip. Now, to be fair, when we talk about obliques, we are not actually talking about those two lumps of fat. We're talking about the muscles underneath it. The muscles that lead from the bottom of your rib cage, either side of your rib cage, down to your hip. Those are your obliques. So not the bulging pieces of fat on the outside, but the muscle on the inside. Now, while a lot of us, I'm sure, really hate it uh, when we have to pay attention to those outside part of that side of, that part of our body, just endless way for people to shame us, to crack jokes, a single jab with their finger and say, "Hey, what's going on? Kind of soft here, aren't you?" It just makes you feel all kind of ashamed of yourself and make you feel like you want to go fast for 3 days. Heck, maybe you're just never going to eat ever again. But what is really important is the actual muscles underneath. Because having strong obliques is what's going to help you prevent back pain, back injuries, especially when you start to get old. Because those are the muscles that you'll have to rely on when you do twisting, lifting, bending over, pulling, all kind of motion that you do with your torso. Those are some of the most important parts of your core strength. So having strong obliques it's not all about vanity. It's not all about not having those muffin tops, but it's really for your health and for the safety of your spine and all those things back there. Of course, if during the process you can reduce the size of the love handles, then that would be bonus. But I hate to give you the bad news. Just doing crunches and sit-ups and run for miles, for the most part, is not going to get rid of the muffin tops, the love handles, the outside fat carried right over the obliques. For those to go away, you actually do need to, uh, well, one of the things is you need to stand up more. As we sit down, the natural fold in our body, in our torso, natural fold in our skin, make that part of our body fold up, and naturally the fat will accumulate over there. That is also the part of our body that accumulates excess fat that we're not using. So another way to reduce them is to sweat, to really sweat and to eat less. So it is not something that you can just go to the gym and work off. Unfortunately, it does require extensive amount of dieting, sweating, and not sitting down to be able to get rid of them. Heck, what do I know? I haven't even gotten rid of mine. But anyway, with that said, let's do some oblique exercises to make ourselves feel better. We'll start with the easy one. The first exercise I'm going to show you that's extremely good for your oblique is the cross diagonal uh, toe touch. You'll start by laying down on your back, raising your arms above your head, not touching the ground. Make sure your arms are in line with your body while you're laying down. Now we raise our left uh, leg until it is about hip high, toe pointing at the ceiling. And without moving much of our leg or arm, we are going to use our core and obliques to sit up and turn so our right hand can reach our left toe. Up and reach. And you want to hold at the top and then go down and then up, reach and hold and go down. Now, if you're like me, you'll find that you're reaching with your arms and your leg a little bit. But that's okay. But try to minimize the arm and leg movement and use your body more. And up and down. And up and down. Now, if you're a beginner, if you find this is just way too difficult, then if you're reaching with your right hand, put your left arm down on the floor by your side. Yeah, this way, you can actually use your left hand as a pivot point and level yourself up a little bit, okay? That is the easy way to do this. But if you're more advanced, if you really want to burn off those oblique fats, then keep both arms above your head and really reach for it using your torso, using your body. Again, the foot have to be hip high, pointing at the ceiling. Reach, 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 like that. And then after 10, 20, however many you want to do, you switch side. Left foot down, right leg up, hip high, foot pointing at the ceiling, hand above my head, and this time I'm going to reach my left hand to the right foot. And like this. Reach, 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 like that. Now some people say, God, if that's the easier one we start with, what are we going to do next? Now we're going to go into the side plank. Number 2 exercise for working your oblique is the single leg lift from side plank. How do we do a side plank? We'll lay down on our side, propped up. I'm laying down on my left side, propping up on my left elbow. My right leg is stacked on top of my left leg. My knees are bent. My feet are stacked together. My knees are stacked together. The contact point is my elbow, my left elbow, and my left hip. These are the contact point to the ground. Okay? So, when I'm ready to do this, this is a single leg lift from side plank. I'm going to engage my core to lift my left hip off the ground. So now, the only contact point is my left leg from knee down and my left elbow. Okay, this is a nice rigid position. Okay, if you are finding this difficult to do the leg lift, just do the plank part. Okay, just go to your left, lay down on your side, propped up on your elbow, and then engage your core to lift your hip off the ground. So you are only on your elbow and the lower part of your leg, and hold it there. Okay, get comfortable with the side plank before you do anything from the side plank. Now we add the leg lift. After we get into side plank, so we lift our hip off the ground, we take our top leg and push it towards the ceiling. Don't have to do it high, just a little bit, okay? Lift it up and down, up and down, up and down, okay? All the while my hip is off the ground. Let me switch sides so you guys can see, hopefully. Now I'm on my right side, propped up on my right elbow, and I'm going to get into the plank by lifting my hip off the ground, and I'm going to lift my left leg towards the ceiling, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, just like that. Okay? Don't lift it too high, might hurt your sciatic, but if you just do it like, keep it the motion small, as long as you're moving that leg and you're keeping your hip off the ground, that's good. Exercise number 3, we are also going to be in side plank, and this is a side plank hand swipe. So this time, when we go into the side plank, laying down on our right side, right elbow to the ground, right leg on the ground, stacking our leg. You can leave your legs stacked this time, they're not doing anything. And then we lift our hip off the ground to get into that plank. And this time we are going to move our arm. So your arm, the top arm, in this case my left arm, will start by above my head, like I'm pointing at something towards my head end, and then I'm going to swipe it all the way down to my hip, and then bring it back up to my head, down to my hip, up to my head, down to my hip. Arm stay straight, just moving the shoulder. Down, up, and down. Okay, switching side so you guys can get a different angle. Laying on my left, propped up on my left elbow, going into the plank by lifting my hip off the ground and arms starting from above my head, down to my hip, above my head, down to my hip, above my head, down to my hip. It's the same arm motion you do if you are doing a jumping jack. Exercise number 4 is the bird dog crunch. The bird dog crunch. Now this one is a little bit difficult, but very effective. We're going to start in our on all fours. So go on your knees and your hand, like you're going to do a push-up on your knee. Okay. you're going to do half of a Superman. So my right arm going to shoot out in front of me while my left leg will extend behind me. So I'm only on my left hand and my right knee. Okay? Like a diagonal half Superman. And then I'm going to bring my right arm in, my left leg up, so my elbow and left knee can touch. Okay? You got to crunch a little bit to get them to touch. And then extend them again. And then bring them in, touch. Extend, bring them in, touch. Extend. All the while, if you guys can see on the video, all the while, I'm not putting my leg or arm back to the floor. That's always off the floor, extending, retracting, extending, retracting. So I'm not putting them back down. Okay? Now, if you're new at this and find this really difficult, then we'll take this one step at a time. Go onto your all fours and go on your knees and hand, and just start by extending your right arm and then bring it back, extend, bring it back, extend, bring it back, not touching the floor, extend, bring it back. And then after you are comfortable with that, you'll put your hands on the floor, and this time you'll extend one of your legs behind you. So on all fours, I'm going to extend my left foot behind me, like I'm kicking someone behind me, and I bring it up into a high knee, not touching the ground. Kick, high knee, kick, high knee, kick, high knee, kick, high knee. Okay? Then once you're comfortable with that, then you're maybe ready to put it together and do the bird dog crunch. Now you'll do an arm and a leg, opposite side. Okay? Right arm forward, left leg back, extend, crunch, extend, crunch. Just like that. Do 20 and the switch side. Last but not least, now this is going to be the granddaddy of oblique exercises. It's a Spider-Man push-up. And the easiest way I can explain this is imagine you're doing a mountain climber while you're doing a push-up. Let me show you. So we go into a push-up position, and then this is a little bit unstable, and my headset keep wanting to fall off. When I go down into a push-up, I'm going to bring my right knee up in a high knee like a mountain climber. And then when I come up from my push-up, it's when my leg go back. And then I go down again, the same leg, knee come up, back, down, back, down, knee come up, back. Okay? So this is basically a push-up with a mountain climber. While you're doing your push-up, you bring your knee as close to your elbow as you can. Of course, if this is too difficult, you can do it on your knees. Okay? Again, we're going to go on all fours, go on knees and hand, and we do our push-up on our hand while bring our knee up. Much smaller motion this way. So I drop down into my push-up, my knee come up, and then I push up, knee go back. I go down, knee come up, I push up, knee go back. 5 very simple movements, but these will get you started on building very solid obliques that will hopefully save your back later in your life. Thank you for checking out today's Fitness Friday. We'll be back again tomorrow for Survival Saturday. For now, have a good night.